Hello everyone, this is Sneha More Gulab, working as assistant professor at MVP Samaj, Nasi. In today's video, we will learn about equivalence and countability. So in previous video, we have learned about onto function. Now let us see the definition of one-to-one function. So what is one-to-one function? If f is a function from a to b, then f is called one-to-one. It is denoted by 1, 1. If f of a1 is equal to f of a2, implies a1 is equal to a2. That is, if the two images are same, then definitely the elements from the domain will be same. You can see this figure, okay? In this one maps to A, means the figure of one-to-one function look like this. One maps to A, two maps to B, three to C, means these arrows will be parallel, okay? A single element here, it by definition of function, every element from A maps to unique element, okay? But the single element from A will maps to this single element, another single element maps to single element, okay? So graph will look like this. Let us see example. Consider a function f of x is equal to square root of x, where what is domain? A is equal to x belongs to R, such that x greater equal 0, means set of all positive reals. In that case, the function is one-to-one function. Why? Look at here 16. After applying function, its image will be square root of 16, that is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 9 is 3. Okay. So it looks like 1 to 1. Okay. Why this is so? Because we are taking domain of only positive reals. Then now look at this function g of x is equal to x square. Here what is domain? Domain is x belongs to R, set of all real numbers. Okay. Now here the function is, if function is g of x is x square. Okay. So minus 3 square 9, minus 2 square 4. 2 square is also 4. So minus 2 maps to 4, 2 maps to 4. Here f of minus 2 is same as f of 2. Okay, f of minus 2 4, f of 2 4, f of minus 2 is equal to f of 2, but this minus 2 and 2 are different elements. So this definition, if f of a1 is equal to f of a2, implies a1 is equal to a2, is not satisfied. So this function is not one function, whereas this function f of x is root x, where domain is set of all positive reals including 0, this function is one function. So you can keep it mind that the one function look like this, the element and its image all are maps to like this. So there will be the straight line, okay, straight lines, and all lines will be parallel, that is one function. Next, now what is onto function? Now look at this graph. Consider f is a function from a to b. Okay, this f is a function from a to b. For f, a is domain, b is range set. Now inverse function exists only if f is 1 and onto. Okay, so what is definition of inverse function? If f is a function from a to b and f is 1 and onto, then the function f inverse, called inverse function for f, and is defined as, if f of a is equal to b, then f inverse of b, you can shift this f to this side, f inverse of b is equal to a. From this graph, this is a, okay, this domain is a, range is b. For what function? For function f. Now f of a is b. For f inverse, what will happen? The range set of f will be the domain of f inverse, range set of f, domain of f inverse, and domain of f will be the range set of f inverse. Means f is from a to b, then f inverse will be from b to a. Okay. So thus the domain of f inverse is range of f, and range of f inverse is a. That is inverse function. What is necessary condition for inverse function to exist? That function must be 1 and onto. You know that what is onto? Onto means all the elements from this range set, means all the elements from this codomain must have pre-image. For example, this graph also shows onto function because every element a, b, c, d, there are 4 elements in b, and all these 4 elements has pre-image. Okay, so this graph is also onto. It is 1 as well as onto. That is onto function. So next, this is about inverse function. Next, let us see some examples of inverse function. Now consider g of x is x square where domain is between 0 to infinity. Then g inverse of x will be root x where domain is 0 less equal x less equal less than infinity. How is it? Gx is x square, then its inverse is root x. Why this is so? Now consider b is equal to g of a. Let us take some element a from this domain. So g of a, let us say that that element is b. Okay, give it name as b. Now by definition g of x is x square, so g of a will be a square. Then a is equal to what from this part? B is equal to g of a. What will be a? A is nothing but g inverse of b. But from b is equal to a square. B is equal to a square. What will be a? We need to take square root. So a is equal to root b. Okay. So g inverse b is nothing but root b. So that is inverse of function g of x. Another example. Now consider h of x is e raised to x where domain is real line. Then h inverse of x is log x. X is between 0 to infinity. How we find out it? Now consider similarly like this. Consider h of a is equal to b. Okay, h of a is equal to b. By definition h of a will be e raised to a. Then now look at this part, b is equal to h of a. From this what will be a? A will be h inverse of b. Again, okay, a is equal to h inverse of b. Now only consider b is equal to e raised to a. Okay, now to obtain a, from b is equal to e raised to a, to obtain a, what we need? We need to take log on both sides. So we will take log e raised to a, means here will be only a and here will be log b. Therefore a is equal to h inverse b is equal to log b. That is h inverse x will be log of x. Okay, that is examples of inverse functions. Now let us see the definition of equivalent sets. Two sets are called equivalent when consider set A and set B. These two A and B are said to be equivalent if there exists a function f from A to B is both 1 1 and onto. 1 1 and onto, it is also called as a bijective function. Okay, two sets are equivalent if in between two sets there exists a function which is 1 1 and onto. Its notation is like this: A is equivalent to B. This is notation for equivalence. Note that now every set is equivalent to itself because from any set every element is maps to itself. We can say that if A and B are equivalent, then definitely B and A are equivalent, because if there exists a function f from A to B which is 1 1 and onto, then definitely inverse function is also 1 1 and onto. Another, if A and B are equivalent, B and C are equivalent, then A and C will be equivalent. Now let us see some definitions of sets. Now what is finite set? By name you know that finite means there must be limited elements, okay, or that set may be empty. A set which is either empty or equivalent to a subset nm, m belongs to natural number, is said to be finite set. What is finite set? Either it is empty, then also we can say that it is finite set. Otherwise, if that set is equivalent, means what? Equivalent means there must exist a 1 1 and onto relationship between the set to which set? Nm. M belongs to natural number, means some finite subset of natural number, then it's said to be finite set. Okay, Nm, that m must be 1, maybe 1 2 3, n1 means 1, like this, n2 2 elements from natural number, 3 elements from natural numbers, like this. Or we can say that okay, by this definition finite means A is equal to empty or A is equivalent to Nm. Or we can say for infinite set, a set which is not finite is called infinite. So from this negation of this part which is not finite, infinite, A equal to phi or A equivalent to Nm. What is its negation? A is not equal to phi or will be shifted to and A is not equal to Nm. Therefore, A is infinite if A is non-empty and A is not equal to Nm, M belongs to N. Then that set is said to be infinite set. Okay. Examples of infinite set: set of natural numbers, set of integers, set of rationals. All these are infinite sets. Next, now what is denumerable set or countably infinite set? So let us see definition. A set is said to be denumerable if it is equivalent to n, that is set of natural numbers. That is, A is denumerable if A is equivalent to n. Which set is denumerable set? A set which is equivalent to natural number. Means any set A is said to be denumerable if there exists a 1 1 and onto function between the set A and set of natural numbers. Okay, that is another definition of denumerable set. A set A is said to be denumerable if and only if there exists a 1 1 and onto function f from that set A to n or f from n to a. You can visualize that n is a set of natural number. N starts from 1, 2, 3 up to infinity, and there exists a 1 1 onto function. Means elements of A can be counted like this. N from n 1. 1 maps to one element, 2 maps to second element of A, 3 maps to third element of A, like this. So we say that it is countable or denumerable set. Okay. Now another definition is of countable. What is countable? If the set is finite or denumerable, then it is called as countable. Countable, we can count it. So either finite, we can count the finite set, or denumerable. Denumerable means a set, there exists a 1 1 onto function between the set and set of natural numbers. So that is countable set. A set is said to be countable if it is finite or there exists a 1 1 correspondence between set A and set of natural numbers, that is countable set. Next is uncountable set. What is uncountable? Which we cannot count. So any infinite set which is not equivalent to n is said to be uncountable. Not equivalent to n means we cannot count the elements of that set with 1, 2. We cannot map to 1, 2, 3. Means what? We cannot count like this 1, 2, 3. So that set will be uncountable set. Examples of uncountable set: set of real numbers, set of complex numbers, set of transcendental numbers, all are uncountable sets. Okay. Now let us see one example that prove that the set of all integers is countable set. Means what we have to prove? What is countable set? Countable means it is either finite or denumerable. Finite. Now set of integers, is it finite? No, it is not finite. So we must prove that it is denumerable. So what is denumerable? Denumerable means the set of integers and set of natural numbers must be equivalent. That there must exist a 1 1 and onto function between set of integers and set of natural numbers. So first of all, what is set of integers? Now z is equal to 0 plus minus 1 plus minus 2. We can write it as 1, 2, 3 union, 0 union, minus 1 minus 2 minus 3. Okay, that is set of integers. Now let us define a function f from n to z. Why we define it as? Because we can say that this z is countable only if it is finite. Now we know that it is not finite. Or what is second condition of countability? It must be denumerable. Means what? There must exist a 1 1 and onto function between the set of natural numbers and this z. Okay, so let us try to define such function. So let us define a function f from n to z as f of n is equal to n minus 1 upon 2 if n is odd and minus n upon 2 if n is even. Let us check whether this function is 1 1 and onto or not. Now this n from what? Set of natural numbers. Let us take the numbers one by one from natural numbers and let us check whether all the elements from set of integers are covered or not. Okay, so first element from natural numbers, let us take 1, f of 1. Now 1 is odd, means this condition 1 is odd, so 1 minus 1 upon 2, that is 0. So 1 maps to 0. This 0 is covered. Next, second number of natural number 2. Now 2 is even. So by definition this, what will be the output? Minus 2 upon 2 minus 2 upon 2, that is minus 1. So minus 1 is covered. Next element from natural number 3. 3 is odd. So 3 minus 1 upon 2, that is 2 upon 2, that is 1. Okay. Next element is 4. 4 is even, so minus 4 upon 2, that is minus 2. Next element is 5. 5 is odd. 5 minus 1 upon 2, that is 4 upon 2, that is 2. Okay, you can see that as n for n is equal to 1, 0. Then n is f of 1, 0. F of 2 minus 1. F of 3, 1. F of 4 minus 2. F of 5, 2. Like this. Means for the single elements, how the graph of this function look like? It is 1 1 and on. Every element of, for single elements, every element of domain maps to every element, means 1 by 1 pair is 1 by 1 pair as we see the graph. So this function is 1 1 and on 2. Therefore by definition this set of natural numbers is equivalent to set of integers. Okay, therefore by definition set of all integers is countable because it is denumerable. Equivalent to set of natural number means it is denumerable, therefore set of all integers is a countable set. Okay, in next video we will see some examples and theorems related to equivalence and countability. Okay, thank you.